going on, you guys? Long time no see. It's been a long time since I've just talked to you guys, but this isn't gonna be like one of my normal ramble videos. This is actually gonna be a little bit more about music related stuff, like all fucking ways. Yes, it has been one hell of a work week. I just got off of a 9-hour shift just now. Like, literally, as soon as I turned the camera on, I had just come up the fucking stairs. Had to do a basketball game on the radio, and I had to do a talk show on the radio. So, that was fun. But now let's get back to talking about the true love of music here, because I have around 100 albums sitting in front of me. Big fucking stack. I just got together and picked out some of my favorite albums in my entire collection, and I just thought I would share these with you guys, because you know what? 100 albums, that's a lot of fucking music to listen to. So, a lot of these you've already heard. A lot of these, I'm really into the really, top 40 mainstream shit too, like Green Day being one of my favorite bands. A whole lot of people look down on that, But there's a few things in here that are a little bit more underground influenced. A few things in here that are a little bit more back in the past, of course, obviously. And, there's a few things on here that I wish I could share with you guys, but I don't have a physical copy of them. I only have them on a download or a burn CD. I'll just show you that one right now. Since I can't actually show it to you guys how I fucking want to, I'll just have to put a picture of it up or something. My freaking MC Yogi album, Elephant Power is the name of it. I'll put a picture of the album art right here. I need to get a physical copy of this, and I also need to get a physical copy of a CD called Hog, which actually somebody who subscribed to me was nice enough to send to me in an email, and I've been listening to that a whole lot. Just a really good punk album, that Hog record. Just a perfect, normal fucking punk. Not pop punk, punk. And I really enjoy that record. So I need to get physical copies of these two. I'm still waiting on a physical copy to come in the mail that I got of a new band I got into called Smoky Bandits. They're really fucking cool. They take jazz music and make it a little bit more modern, which I really, really like. It's kind of like what Caravan Palace does, except with not 1920s influenced music. It's hard to explain. They're different, trust me. But, so yeah, let's go ahead and get this started. I also have a Police album coming in the mail. My favorite album from the Police, Regatta de Blanc. I'm a huge Police fan, I've got 2 best of CDs over there, but I've never had a real studio album from the guys, so I decided to just go ahead and pick out my favorite album from them, because based on the track listing of all of the albums, I reviewed Synchronicity actually on my old 80s week videos that I did when I lived at my other apartment. So you should go check those out if you like the Police. I reviewed their last album before Sting went and did his solo stuff. But Regatta de Blanc is one of my favorite albums. It was the last album that they released in the 70s. Really good. Meshes in the Bottles on that album, There's a whole lot of more hits on there that I really like. So, got that shit. That's coming in the mail right now. I also wanted to get a copy of Digital Planets. They had a really famous song back in the day called I'm Cool Like That. I'm cool like that. I'm cool like that. Somebody on here actually recommended I check out these guys because I told them how much I wasn't really into rap music, and they suggested those guys to me, and also a Tribe Called Quest, which I've really been enjoying. So I thank you guys a whole lot for opening up my ears to rap music, because I've been listening to a few more rap albums recently. Like I said, Yeezus made my fucking top 15 albums of the year list. Okay, I'm sorry. I know a whole lot of people don't really like it. I love Yeezus. I really do. I actually also downloaded a copy of My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy by Kanye West, because people think that's kind of like Kanye West's peak was with that album. And it's really good. It's really fucking good. So, I'm getting there. I'm not really big into rap music, so it's kind of a slow start for me. But I'm listening to more. I'm getting into more shit. So let's go ahead and talk about some of my favorite albums of all time. There's about, like I said, about 100 albums are sitting here in front of me, and I have a specific list for albums that I really can't order that well. I have this top 10 that's not really a top 10. There's 15 CDs sitting there. I cannot order shit. I cannot make lists. I just go so fucking into these albums that it's just so hard for me to order them. So when I do lists, it's not really from like best to worst or anything like that. It's just I love all these fucking albums equally, okay? Like, even though I started this thing with a certain album at like number 100, that doesn't mean I consider it to be worse than the 99 other ones of them. I mean, like, it's just they have to go somewhere. I have to just talk about all of those. So hang on one second, we're gonna get there. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, this video is probably gonna be pretty fucking long. I may even have to do it in 2 parts if the battery runs out, which it looks like in the reflection it's about halfway full, so I don't know how long I have, but let's go ahead and start talking about these fucking things. I'm just gonna pick them up stack by stack here and just I can mention them as I see them. Black Keys, El Camino. One of my favorite albums of 2011. Still one of my favorite Black Keys albums. Along with their fucking album Magic Potion. I mean, I know a whole lot of people like Rubber Factory better, but Magic Potion, man, I think that this is just... These 2 Black Keys albums are my favorite Black Keys albums. I did not understand what people saw in Brothers, honestly. There is some really good songs on there, but there's too many slow ones, I guess. I like Black Keys' style on these albums. It's kind of like the best of both worlds, you know. You got your old Black Keys and your new Black Keys. Before they had all that fancy, high-quality production was this album, and then, you know, whatever. The point is, the Black Keys, they're really cool. So those 2... all of these albums are probably going to show up. Hard Day's Night by the Beatles, fucking, you know, Automatic. Dig Out Your Soul by Oasis. I think this was like Oasis's last album. What year did this come out anyway? How fucking long ago was that? 2008. Fucking Obama was elected when this shit came out. This is a really fucking good album. I wish the Oasis would come back. I know that he's got that band Beady Eye now. That basically sounds just like Oasis in my opinion, but I'd like to get the lineup back again. Good Charlotte's Good Morning Revival. Good Charlotte was one of the first bands I got into as a child, and I collected them all the way up to about Cardiology, maybe a little bit beforehand. I didn't really care for Cardiology, but I loved this album when it first came out, and I just recently got me a physical copy, actually. I've had the album forever digitally, but that's a good one. Sleigh Bell Streets, Sleigh Bell's first album. Like I said, I really like their newest one, Reign of Terror. I mean, not Reign of Terror. I hated Reign of Terror. Their second album was terrible. But I really like Treats, and I really like Bitter Rivals, their newest one. So that's in this fucking mess somewhere. Daft Punk's Random Access Memories. We've talked about that enough lately. Little Hurricane's Homewrecker. That's some good shit right here. Some good blues music. I mean, I know a whole lot of people compare them a whole lot to the White Stripes or whatever like that. It's like a watered down Black Keys I've heard before. But these guys are really good. They have a brand new album coming out March 4th of this year, so I cannot fucking wait to review that shit. Yeah, Little Hurricane Homewrecker. This is an amazing album. Really underrated, really kind of underground. Not a whole lot of people know about them, but that's really fucking awesome. My Chemical Romance, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. Another album of my childhood. It's a shame that they broke up, but honestly, I might like this one better than the Black Parade. I know that's like blasphemous to say, and I really like the Black Parade, but I really like the raw sound that's going on in this album, and I just think Danger Days is probably one of their best albums as well, because I really like kind of the different turn that they had on that album. The songs seem to be a little bit more colorful, but this is just good, basic, you know, fucking rock album, so, you know, 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. Fucking sick. It's a good album. Revolver by the Beatles. Blah, 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 blah. I think I've talked about this shit to death, but all the Beatles albums, fucking awesome. The Beatles, freaking the best band in the world. Most important rock band ever. Love that shit. Oh my god, this is a good one. Elbow. The Seldom Seen Kid. I reviewed this one a few months ago, too. This is really good, like a really heavy orchestral sound, really mellow, really tender, really English voice. I really love the voice that this guy has. This is a wonderful, wonderful fucking record. Great shit. Elbow, The Seldom Seen Kid. Gotta check that shit out. Yeah. Studio Killers. We've talked about that really recently. Oh, here. Chronicles of Life and Death by Good Charlotte. This is another really, really, really great album from the guys. You know, it's just their normal sound, but it's really good songwriting and stuff like that. Probably one of Good Charlotte's more emotional albums, I think. The Clash, London Calling. Absolutely love this record. It's a fucking classic. The album cover, fucking, you know, iconic as hell. The songs on it, you know, that wonderful mix of like reggae and ska and punk music and just shit all over the fucking map. The Clash, you know, they're just really inventive. They're really cool. Love this record, you know, Jimmy Jazz, fucking Brand New Cadillac, The Card Sheet, Death or Glory, Wrong'em Boyo. This is just so many of my favorite Clash songs right there in that album. Oh, there's a good one for you. Foxborough Hot Tubs, the little... We're not Green Day, but we're all the members of Green Day, kind of like Sgt. Pepper's from the Beatles, just taking on a new name with a kind of a new 60s influenced sound. Love this record. It's really good. A lot of classics on here. I used a whole lot of the songs on this for my video projects that I had in high school. We used the song Ruby Room a whole lot. It's really underrated right there. Huh! And let's go ahead and get the Good Charlotte's Young and the Hopeless. This was one of the very first albums that I had that wasn't a Weird Al Yankovic album back in the day, so this one means a whole lot to me right here. Wonderful record. Probably one of their best. While also being one of the very first records they released. So, The Turtles, Happy Together, another really awesome 60s band. That's another 60s band I got recently into, The Ventures. I need to get a physical copy of their greatest hits, I believe. I'm going to try, because I really love their surfer rock sound that they have going on. They're really cool. But The Turtles, another really good 60s band. Some really amazing songs on this thing. She'd Rather Be With Me, the walking song, Happy Together, obviously. She's My Girl, Too Young, what the fuck was the name of that song? Too Young to Be One. I really like that one too. Making My Mind Up especially. Really good fucking 60s songs on that record. Sleigh Bells, Bitter Rivals, you know, it's good shit. Just your standard fucking awesome rock album. Rival Sons, Pressure and Time. This is just great. You know, if you're a fan of like Led Zeppelin or anything like that, these guys, you can definitely tell Led Zeppelin were a huge influence on these guys. But I love this album. I didn't like their second one that much, but this album is fucking perfect. Pressure and Time by Rival Sons. If you like just rock music, check this shit out. You will not be disappointed. Gautier, Making Mirrors. Oh man, this is a good one. This is a really fucking good one. Oh, Jesus. It's so much more than Somebody I Used to Know. I mean, I love that fucking song, but, you know, like, State of the Art's fucking sick. I also really like Smoke and Mirrors. That's another really good deep cut from the record. You know, there's some really good ones on here. Bront. I can't pronounce the last song on this album, but that's really emotional. Love this record. It's really good. Armstance by Mute Math. I still can't pronounce the name of this album, but this is Mute Math's second album. It's really good, really underrated band. You guys should check them out. Check out their first album, though, before you check out that one. The Good, the Bad, and the Queen, one of Damon Albarn's projects that he did with Plus Lemon from The Clash. And, yeah, a guy from The Verve was in there as well. Bittersweet Symphony, that song. Yeah, that's a good record. Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. I saw them on their Black Parade tour, actually, when I was in high school, and that was a great fucking show, and I really played the hell out of this record back in those days. Not so much now, but... Lone's Galaxy Garden, fucking some dark-ass electronic music that I would recommend to anybody. Some really good shit on this record. It's not your standard dubstep, but there's some really cool and, like, colorful, creative sounds on this record that I just love. So definitely check that one out. Bon Jovi, Slippery When Wet, and this fucking classic from the 80s. All the huge hits on this album. So, definitely got to be on here. You know, classic rock fan such as myself, I had to have that one. I also have a copy of CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival Greatest Hits. It's not with me right now, but that's absolutely essential. Black Keys Rubber Factory. I mean, it's not my favorite Black Keys albums. I like Magic Potion better, but this is still really fucking good. I liked it enough to buy it, so there's that. Oh, another fucking classic. Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. Hell yeah! Once again, classic rock fan. Gotta get Appetite. It's fucking classic. Broken Bell's first album. These guys have a brand new album coming out in 2014. Cannot wait for that shit. But man, I played the hell out of this back in 2010. I was going through some really bad problems with my girlfriend then, and this album helped me kind of get through it. Good record. The Killer's Hot Fuss. I'm not a huge fan of every single song on this album, but it's a really good debut album, especially. Fleet Fox's first album, so fucking folk music. This is some good ass shit right here. I really like the really dark tones that they have to their folk music and something like that. Mumford & Sons and Avett Brothers, bands like that, they're a little bit too happy with it, but this band has a really cool darkness to them. Their second album, Helplessness Blues, which I also own, I wasn't a huge fan of that album, honestly. I think their first one is way better. Fleet Foxes, you gotta get the Fleet Foxes. That's how Cal would say it on the needle drop. Fleet Foxes. Nevermind the Bollocks by the Sex Pistols. Just some good standard fucking punk music once again. Classic album, one of the best punk albums ever recorded, as they say. So, some good shit. Anarchy in the UK, fucking Pretty Vacant, God Save the Queen, Holidays in the Sun, Bodies, Submission being one of my favorites. Good fucking record. Good punk music. Brothers by the Black Keys. Like I said, I really love Everlasting Light, Next Girl Tightened Up, Howlin' For You, She's Long Gone, Black Mud, 10 Cent Pistol, Sinister Kid. Yeah, those songs, those are my absolute favorites. The rest of this album is a little slow for me, but to each their fucking own. Shiny Toy Guns 3, this is Shiny Toy Guns' third album. I love Shiny Toy Guns. They're just a great mix of like rock and pop and electronic music. I think all of their albums are in this pile somewhere. I love Shiny Toy Guns. I would love to see them live someday. Shiny Toy Guns are just fucking awesome. Weird Al Yankovic's Running with Scissors, just because it's one of the very first albums I ever owned. I got it for my birthday when I was really, really little, before I got really into music. It's funny. You get into a parody artist and you don't even know the songs that the artist is parodying, but that was me back in the day, so yeah. Weird Al Yankovic's Running with Scissors. It's big. Miles Davis, Kinda Blue, one of the best albums ever recorded, once again, in the jazz category. Good fucking shit right here. You gotta have a little bit of variety, you know what I'm saying? And Miles Davis is one of the best blues artists, along with artists like John Coltrane. I know people call it baby's first jazz, but I don't give a fuck, because I really like this album. It's good shit. Green Day's Nimrod. It's a pretty essential for me, along with Dookie and American Idiot and the Trilogy and shit, almost all their albums. Gorillaz D-Sides. Of course it's going to be in here. OK Computer, Radiohead. I'm not a huge Radiohead fan. I don't really understand what the fuck is such a big deal with these guys. Like, I've listened to Kid A and shit like that. I really don't see what's so fucking orgasmic about these guys, but I really like this album. I don't love it, but I really like it. I love every single song on it. Especially fucking that Karma Police, man. Karma Police, that's an amazing damn song. Them Crooked Vultures. Josh Homme's side band that he did with John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin and Dave Grohl of Foo Fighters and Queens of the Stone Age and tons of fucking other bands. Them Crooked Vultures, awesome fucking standard rock album. Once again, you know, like, you gotta have that standard fucking rock music, you know. Guitar, drums, bass, singer. Period. No fucking, you know, big huge electronics or anything like that. There's a few electronics in that album, but they don't stand out. Whatever. You know what I'm saying. Green Day's Kerplunk, their second album. Oh yeah. Good fucking shit right there. Mumford & Sons, Say No More. I was just talking about these guys. Some other, you know, really good folk album right here. Little poppy, but I like it a whole lot better than Babel or Babel, whichever, however the fuck you say it. This album just seems a whole lot more fun to me, where Babel or Babel seems a whole lot more serious, and I just like this side of them more, honestly. So whatever. Beatles for Sale. Once again, they're in here, okay? There's no denying it. They're gonna be in here. Killers Day and Age, probably my favorite Killers album. I know a whole lot of people about it. Hot Fuss is the best. Fuck you. I like the instrumentation and I like the style of songs that are on this thing. Especially Joyride. That's a damn good song. Air, love too. I fucking love Air. Moon Safari is actually in that pile of albums that I can't fucking order because I love them so damn much. But Love 2 is another really good album from Air. Beatles, let it be. It's in there. They're all fucking in there. I say it again. Led Zeppelin 1. Oh my god, yes! Just playing that standard fucking rock with that little bit of blues influence in there. Led Zeppelin 2's in here somewhere as well, but my god, do I love the old days of Led Zeppelin. I don't like the later days of Led Zeppelin as much. Them olden days of Led Zeppelin, man, they fucking rocked. They're so great. Viva La Vida by Coldplay. Good god, did I listen to this fucking album a whole lot in high school. Played the shit out of it. I actually lost my first copy and got this one that came with the Propskurs March EP. It's like a 2 CD thing because I really love the EP as well. That version of Technicolor, Life in Technicolor that had some singing on it. Good shit. I love Viva La Vida by Coldplay. I need to get a Rush of Blood to the Head. That's my other favorite album by them. My Chemical Romance, Danger Days. Hell yeah, fucking hardcore rock along with a little bit of electronic influence. I love the change that these guys made on this album. I love it. I fucking love it. Probably my favorite album from My Chemical Romance. Along with 3 Cheers. Lindsey Sterling, YouTube sensation. Fucking awesome violin player. Fucking awesome dubstep music incorporated with it. She just does some awesome shit. Love this record from her. Muse, Black Holes and Revelations. Oh man, one of my favorite Muse records, along with The Second Law. And Origin of Symmetry. I saw these guys live last year. Unforgettable fucking show. I cannot wait to go see them again. Great album. This comes up again. Modern Vampires of the City. Every single Vampire Weekend album is in this collection because I love Vampire Weekend like crazy. Mute Math's first album. This is definitely where I recommend you start. Mute Math's self-titled album. Fucking wonderful electronic rock music with a little bit of a progression to it. Kind of progressive rock in there as well. Especially on their third album, Odd Soul, which is also in this pile. But yeah, Mute Math's first album. Definitely check that shit out. Really underrated. People want to talk about a guilty pleasure. Owl City's A Midsummer Station. Oh my god, dude. Yep. It's, yeah, I know it's a little cheesy, and I know it's a little bit of kind of like a little girlish, but I don't give a fuck, man. The songs on this album are just fun, and this is definitely just a guilty pleasure album for me, like I said. None to give. Panic at the Disco's, blah, 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 blah. We fucking talked about this shit recently, but Too Weird to Live, Too Rare to Die. I love this record. I love all of Panic at the Disco's records. Panic at the Disco is amazing. Rolling Stone's 500 albums of all time listed this as the best album of all time. Sgt. Pepper by the Beatles, and I agree, it's really good. Pet Sounds by the Beach Boys was number 2, which I also do not own a copy of, which I wish I owned. But yeah, it's fucking good. It's really good. I can understand why Rolling Stone named it number 1 because it's fucking amazing. Really stood the test of time, really changed the way that we listen to music today. A whole lot of the bands that we listen to today wouldn't exist without this album probably, so great. Oh my god, another one of the greatest albums of fucking all time. Thriller by Michael fucking Jackson. Good god, is this album perfect. 9 fucking songs of perfection on this fucking thing. I also own a copy of Bad, but I don't think Bad can hold a candle to fucking Thriller. Every single song on this album could be a legit single. I'm not even kidding. Fucking wonderful. If you have not listened to Thriller, you are missing the fuck out, dog. Thriller by Michael Jackson. Get that shit, dog. Shiny Toy Gun's first album, We Are Pilots. I talked about them before on here. This is their very first album. The last one I talked about was 3, their latest one. But wonderful songs on this one. We Are Pilots by Shiny Toy Guns. Get that shit. There's Vampire Weekend's Contra, their second album. Really love this shit. It's perfect, just like all of Vampire Weekend's albums. Panic at the Disco's Vices and Virtues. This is their third record. Really good, kind of in the same vein as A Fever You Can't Sweat Out, but I really love this song. That song, really love that record. Here's that MC Yogi. Going to the next pile. Mellophobia by Cage the Elephant. I need to get a copy of their first album because I like their first album a whole lot more. I'm still not too hot on that Thank You Happy Birthday, but Mellophobia, good god is this good. Listen to the shit out of that thing. Rubber Soul by the Beatles, blah blah blah. It's fucking in there. They're so damn good. They're so fucking good. Seasonal Poison by Shining Toy Guns, their second album. This is where they got really fucking dark, more electronic, a new female's lead singer. The songs on this album got a little bit more progressive as well. There's a tiny bit of a change for the band on this album, and I really, really love some of the songs on this album. Really good. I think he's true. Talked about this one recently too. Just good electronic music mixed in with a few different elements, which is really cool. 21st Century Breakdown by Green Day. The second kind of like rock opera after American Idiot. Good fucking shit. Queens of the Stone Age, Songs for the Deaf, classic fucking rock album. Dave Grohl played drums on this one. You know, you gotta fucking listen to Queens of the Stone Age, man. You're missing out. My favorite Queens of the Stone Age album, well, maybe second. I can't decide if I like Clockwork better, but Lullabies to Paralyze. Oh my god. I grew up on this fucking thing, man. Love this record. 2005. One of the best albums of that year, probably. Along with fucking Demon Days from Gorillaz, obviously. Help by the Beatles. They're in there. Switchfoot's A Beautiful Left Down. I have not really got much more into Switchfoot after this album, honestly, but my god, Meant to Live, Dare You to Move, Redemption, this entire album's just fucking perfect. I haven't talked about Switchfoot a whole lot on this channel, but love this album. I know I don't have the fucking CD cover for it anymore, but Mute Math's Odd Soul, this is their latest album. Get this shit, really 70s progressive rock kind of sounding-ish, so really good right there. Dust to Dawn by Emancipator, just some really cool, chilled out instrumental music. Perfect for just relaxing too, kind of. Panic at the Disco's first album, A Fever You Can't Sweat Out. Gotta have that shit. 2005 on this one as well, oh my god. I had Lullabies Paralyzed, Demon Days, this album. Oh, that was good, that's a good fucking year. Uno Dos Tres from Green Day, all three of them. I love Uno Dos and Tre. I don't even care what people say. People think they're generic as fuck, and I can agree with that, but at the same time, I just have a shit ton of fun listening to them. Still listen to them a shitload to this day, honestly. Nirvana's Nevermind. How could this not be on here, honestly? Nirvana's Nevermind. Classic. Caravan Palace's first album. I don't really like Caravan Palace's second album near as much as I love their first one. Love this shit. Fucking like took like 1920s and 40s music and put it with some synthesizers, totally modernized it and makes it so much fun, danceable, fucking awesome music. Good shit. DJ Shadow's Introducing. My god, is this just a really chilled out fucking hip hop drum and bass type of album. This is such good shit, man. It's just so fun to just sit and relax and listen to this fucking thing. Great album. Blur's 13, you knew it was coming. There's going to be a few more Blur albums in this thing, honestly, but Blur 13 is a huge important one for me. Probably their weirdest and darkest album, but, you know, the song Tender is on this thing, along with Coffee and TV, so perfect album. Awesome. Love Blur. Probably one of my other top favorite albums from Blur is Modern Life is Rubbish. This is one of Blur's more like normal Britpop rock sound that they had. This is their second album, so really good fucking just normal standard rock songs on this thing. Britpop, or whatever you call it. Great album. Great album. With the Beatles. With the Beatles. They're in there. Dookie by Green Day. How the fuck could this not be on here? The Beatles' White Album. Oh my god, do I love this fucking album. The White Album from the Beatles, 30 songs of just awesomeness. One of the best double LPs ever invented. Or created. Just came out this year, Paul McCartney's new. Well, last year I should say now, but Paul McCartney's new. Love this shit. It's good shit. Linkin Park's Living Things, their newest one. Love the hell out of this thing. It's a great mix of like what they were doing on like 1,000 Suns and Meteora by mixing the electronics with the rock music. So I think this was a great balance. Great record. It's so damn good. One of my favorite albums of 2012. You knew they were coming. You knew they were fucking coming. Gorillaz, self-titled. I don't even need to explain anymore. It's just perfect. You gotta get that shit. You gotta get that shit. Oh my god, Pretty Odd by Panic at the Disco. My favorite fucking album from Panic at the Disco. It is so good and kind of Beatles inspired. Half of this album was recorded at Abbey Road Studios, so that makes a shit ton of sense. But my god, dude, is this record so good. Instrumentation and lyrically and everything is just so fucking awesome on this thing. So many different types of songs and sounds are in this thing. That's why it makes it my favorite album and one of my favorite albums of all time. We're getting into that pile of albums now, I guess you can tell, that I just can't really fucking order because they're so damn good, all of them. So you're gonna see me kind of orgasm a whole lot here in this little pile over here. Demon Days by Gorillaz. If it wasn't for this fucking record, I would not be talking to you guys about music right now. I mean, honestly, it's what got me into all of these albums that I'm talking to you about right now. Linkin Park's Meteora, fucking classic. One of my favorite albums of all time. It's just perfect. Oh my god. Queens of the Stone Age, like clockwork. I cannot decide. Lullabies or this album. I don't know which one's my favorite, but Queens of the Stone Age is just so fucking epic. Rated R is on this list too. It's just not up here. But good god, man, it just cannot pick. I can't pick. There's so many things. Muse's The Second Law, probably one of my favorite Muse albums as well, along with Black Holes and Origin of Symmetry. I like The Resistance too. Muse are just fucking awesome, and I love this fucking thing. I don't care what people say. The Second Law by Muse is sick. It's great. Vampire Weekend self-titled. This is their first album, and I think they're best, honestly. I know a whole lot of people think Modern Vampires is, but nah. This shit's their best album, honestly. Especially the track M79. I think that's really underrated. Love that song. Stands the test of fucking time, you guys. Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. Oh my god. When this album was recorded in the 70s, this sounds like some standard ass shit for today. You know, like, this album was so fucking ahead of its time. Love this fucking record. It's so good. It's so fucking good! Gotta listen to Dark Side of the Moon if you haven't. I know you've seen t-shirts with that fucking thing on it. Abbey Road by the Beatles. I'm gonna go to this fucking crosswalk one day. I'm gonna stand there and do that pose. You wait, it's coming. American Idiot by Green Day. How could this not be on here? I don't even need to explain. I don't even need to fucking explain. Oh shit, Boston. Boston. Isn't this is like the quintessential fucking classic rock album in my opinion. Just fucking awesome, dude. God, it's so good. It's getting a little high. It's about to topple over. Led Zeppelin 2. Probably my favorite Led Zeppelin album, honestly. The Lemon Song. The Lemon Song is so fucking sexy. Whole Lot of Love. Thank You, Heartbreaker, Living, Loving Maid, Ramble On, Moby Dick, Bring It On Home. Just fucking sick, dog. Park Life by Blur. Just has to be on here. It was their most successful album, and it's really, really fucking good. I love Damon Albarn. There's going to be a few Blur albums on here. And then Moon Safari by Air, their best fucking album in my opinion, honestly. I mean, it's just no denying it. It's just so good. It's so relaxing. So many of my favorite songs from Air on this album. I actually need to collect a few more Air albums because there's a whole lot more songs that I like from them that I haven't really talked about. So that was my huge stacks right there. So I guess that's around about 100 albums. I think there's a few more I want to throw in there. Just a few more things I wanted to mention to you guys, just for the sake of why the hell not. Change of Pace, Prepare the Masses. This is a really good alternative rock album, kind of in the same vein as like All Time Low or Mayday Parade. If you like bands like that, you should definitely check out this record. It's really cool. Giles Corey, if you've never heard of this guy, he's a really he's like a indie Connecticut folk artist almost, and he writes songs about like depression and suicide and fucking has some really dark and scary imagery, songs about demons and shit like that. This is a scary fucking record. But definitely check out some of Giles Corey songs. I think, especially the song The Haunting Presence. Check out that song on YouTube. It's really hard for me to get a copy of this thing. I couldn't get it off of eBay or Amazon. It had to be from their website, Enemy List Home Recordings. So check out Giles Corey. He's really cool. This is my Police Greatest Hits album right here. It's got 2 discs of fucking music on it. Like I said, I finally got me a copy of my favorite album from these guys. It's coming in the mail to me right now. But this is a great fucking compilation right here, in my opinion. A lot better than the first one that I got. Rated R by Queens of the Stone Age. I changed my mind. It's got to go on there, along with their album, Era Vulgaris. So yeah, there you go. There's just some great records for you guys to check out. I will try to get a good look here. I'm going to try to also make a video with my girlfriend pretty soon, because I know we would like to talk to you guys a little bit more about the whole engagement thing and stuff like that. Anyway, just that cleared out the thing, but there's a lot more albums in there that I could have talked about probably. But what the fuck ever. I did about 100 albums, for God's sake. Don't you think that's enough for tonight? So yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you made it the whole way through. Check out some music. It's a great fucking year for it. Looking forward to 2014. New album reviews coming. I love you guys. Talk to you later. Mr. Money 1 2 3 5 out.